Stop, right now. Before you do anything else, stop. Because what I'm about to tell you is something the devil has been praying you never find out. And I mean that literally. There is a reason your life has felt like a war zone. There is a reason the attacks have been relentless. The setbacks have felt personal, and the enemy has shown up in your life over and over again with a level of intensity that just doesn't make sense for someone who feels as ordinary as you do. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. But you need to stay with me, because this changes everything. Here's what nobody told you. The devil is not attacking you because you're weak. He is attacking you because he is terrified of you. And the reason he is terrified of you goes all the way back to before you were born, to something that was placed inside of you that he has spent your entire life trying to destroy before you ever discovered what it was. I'll tell you exactly what that thing is in just a moment. But first, I need you to understand something that is going to completely reframe everything you thought you knew about the battles you've been fighting. You've been interpreting the attacks as evidence that something is wrong with you, that you're cursed, that you're too broken, too far gone, too much of a mess for anything significant to come through your life. You've looked at the chaos and concluded that it must mean you don't have what it takes, that the enemy wouldn't bother with someone who actually mattered, but that logic is completely backwards, and the enemy designed it to be backwards. Because the moment you believe you're too ordinary to be worth attacking, that is the moment you stop guarding what's inside of you. That is the moment you stop fighting back. And that is exactly what he needs you to do. Let me ask you something, and I need you to actually think about this. When was the last time you walked into a season of real breakthrough? A season where things were finally starting to move, where hope was rising, where you could feel something shifting. And then, out of nowhere, everything fell apart? When was the last time you were on the edge of something great, and the bottom dropped out? If that has happened to you more than once, I need you to pay very close attention right now. Because that is not bad luck. That is not the universe being against you. That is a targeted strategy from an enemy who has studied you, who knows what you carry, and who will do absolutely anything to make sure you never walk fully into it. The devil does not waste his energy on people who don't matter. He does not deploy his most sophisticated attacks against people with no assignment. If your life has been a battlefield, and I mean a real battlefield, not just normal human struggle, but the kind of relentless, personal, almost inexplicable opposition that makes you feel like you've got a target on your back, then hear me clearly. You do have a target on your back. And the reason is not because you're cursed, it's because you're chosen. Think about every person in Scripture who carried a significant assignment. Joseph, thrown into a pit by his own brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, thrown in prison. Moses, marked for death as a baby, spent 40 years in the wilderness before his assignment even began. David, anointed as king, and then immediately hunted like an animal by the very person sitting on the throne he was called to occupy. Every single one of them faced opposition that was completely disproportionate to where they were in their journey. And every single one of them faced it because the enemy saw what was coming and tried to shut it down before it started. That is your story. And I am about to show you exactly what the devil saw in you that scared him badly enough to make your life this hard. Before you were born, before your parents ever held you, before the world had any idea you were coming, I saw you. I saw everything you would become. I saw the gifts I was placing inside of you. I saw the people whose lives would be changed because of what you carry. I saw the generations that would be impacted by what I was building in you. And in that same moment that I saw all of that, so did the enemy. Here is something most people never think about. The devil is not omniscient. He cannot read your mind. He cannot see the future the way I can. But he is ancient. He has been watching humanity for thousands of years. He knows how anointing works. He knows what certain gifts look like in embryo. He knows how to spot an assignment before the person carrying it has any idea it exists. And when he saw what was placed inside of you before you were born, he made a decision. He decided to come after you early, hard, and often. Every attack you faced in childhood that you couldn't explain, every wound that went so deep it shaped the way you see yourself, every lie about your identity that took root before you were old enough to know it was a lie. None of that was random. It was targeted. It was specifically designed to make you doubt the very thing that makes the enemy most afraid of you. He came after your confidence because he knew that what I placed in you requires confidence to carry. He came after your sense of worth because he knew that people who don't believe they have value don't step into their purpose. He came after your voice because he knew the power that would flow through that voice when it was fully surrendered to me. He came after your relationships because he knew that isolation would keep you from the people I aligned to walk with you into your assignment. Every attack was strategic. Every wound was intentional. And every single one of them was aimed at the same target, the thing inside of you that the devil has been terrified of since the day you were formed. So, what is that thing? What exactly did the enemy see that scared him badly enough to make your entire life a battleground? I'm going to tell you. And when I do, I need you to let it sink all the way in, because this is the truth that changes everything. Now, let me get specific. Because I don't want you to walk away from this with a general sense that you're important. I want you to understand exactly what it is about you, specifically, personally, individually, that the devil cannot stand. The first thing is your capacity for faith, not the kind of faith that shows up when everything is going well, the kind that shows up when everything has fallen apart and you choose to believe anyway. The enemy has watched you go through season after season of disappointment, loss, and confusion, and you are still here, still believing, still holding on. And that kind of faith is extraordinarily dangerous to his kingdom, because it is exactly the kind of faith that moves mountains. The second thing is your compassion, the depth of feeling you carry, the way other people's pain lands on you, the way you notice the ones who are hurting when everyone else walks past them, the way you cannot just look away when someone is struggling. That is not a weakness. That is a weapon. Because compassion in the hands of someone who is surrendered to me becomes a force that breaks chains, opens hearts, and builds the kind of trust through which I move in people's lives. Here is something the enemy absolutely cannot stand. He cannot stand your testimony, not what it is right now, what it is going to be when you come through this. Because he knows exactly what your story sounds like on the other side of everything you've been through. He knows the power of a person who can stand up and say, I was at the bottom. I was done. I had nothing left. And God showed up anyway. He knows that story destroys his lies more effectively than almost anything else. And he has been doing everything in his power to make sure you never get to tell it. The third thing, and this is the one that scares him the most, is your voice. What will happen when your voice is fully free? When the shame is gone, and the fear is gone, and the wounds are healed, and you open your mouth to speak what I have placed inside of you. The enemy has been trying to silence you your whole life, because he knows the power that is going to flow through your words when they are fully surrendered to me. He knows the lives that are going to be changed. He knows the chains that are going to break, and he knows he cannot stop it once you decide to stop holding back. I want to talk to you about something that has probably confused you for a long time. The attacks in your life have felt personal, not just hard, personal, like they were specifically designed to hit the exact places where you are most vulnerable, the exact wounds, the exact fears, the exact areas where you have the least confidence. That is not a coincidence. The enemy is a student of human weakness. He has been watching you. He has taken note of every place where you flinched, every area where your confidence wavered, every relationship that wounded you, every failure that left a mark, and he has been using that information to construct an attack strategy that is specifically calibrated to you. But here is what he miscalculated. He thought that by targeting your weaknesses, he could prevent your strengths from ever emerging. He thought that if he could keep you wounded enough, confused enough, ashamed enough, you would never discover what you actually carry. He thought the pain would be enough to keep you small forever. He was wrong, because the same God who placed the assignment inside of you also placed the resilience. The same Spirit who called you also sustains you. And every single attack the enemy has used against you has been working against his own strategy, because each one has been building in you a depth of character, a level of endurance and a quality of faith that you would never have developed any other way. Think about the strongest steel in the world. It doesn't start out strong. It starts out as raw ore, impure, unformed, nothing special to look at. And then it gets put through a process of extreme heat and pressure that literally changes its molecular structure. What comes out on the other side is something completely different from what went in, something that can bear weight that would crush anything less refined. That is what has been happening to you. The fire has not been destroying you. It has been making you into something that can carry the weight of what I have assigned to you. And the enemy, who thought the fire would finish you, has actually been doing you a favor that he never intended. You are not the same person you were when this started. You are stronger, deeper, more refined, more ready, and the assignment that is waiting for you on the other side of this is going to require every single thing that the fire has built in you. Here is what I need you to understand about where you are right now. You are standing at a turning point. Not a small shift. A major, life-altering, destiny-defining turning point. And the reason the attacks have intensified recently, the reason things have felt harder in this particular season than almost any season before it, is because the enemy can see what is coming, and he is throwing everything he has at you in a last-ditch effort to stop it. When a breakthrough is close, the resistance always gets louder. The pressure always gets heavier. The lies always get more intense. And most people, right at the edge of their breakthrough, interpret that intensification as evidence that nothing is ever going to change. They give up right before the door opens. They let go right before the chain breaks. They walk away right before everything shifts. Don't be that person. Not now. Not when you are this close. I know you are tired. I know the battle has been long. I know there have been moments in this season where you honestly did not know how you were going to keep going. I know about the nights when the weight of it all pressed down on you so hard you couldn't breathe. I know about the days when you had to fight just to get out of bed, just to put one foot in front of the other, just to make it to the end of another day that felt exactly like the one before it. I saw all of it. I was with you in all of it, and I am telling you now, that season is ending. The turning point is here. The breakthrough that the enemy has been fighting so hard to prevent is the very thing that is about to happen. And there is nothing he can do to stop it now. The shift you've been waiting for is not coming someday. It is not a distant promise. It is already in motion, already released, already on its way to you right now. And when it arrives, when you see it with your own eyes, you are going to understand everything. Every hard season, every closed door, every attack that felt like it would take you out. You are going to see how it all worked together for this moment. And you are going to stand in the fullness of what I have always had for you, and know, beyond any shadow of doubt, that it was worth every single thing you went through to get here. So, what do you do with this? How do you take what I just told you and actually walk in it starting today? Because I don't want this to be something that feels good for a few hours and then fades back into the noise. I want this to permanently change how you see yourself and how you carry yourself from this moment forward. The first thing is this: stop apologizing for who you are. Stop shrinking. Stop making yourself smaller so other people are more comfortable. Stop holding back the gifts I placed in you because you are afraid of what people will think, or whether you are enough, or whether this is really yours to carry. It is yours. I put it in you, and every time you hold it back, you are doing exactly what the enemy wants you to do. The second thing is this: fight back. Not with your own strength, with mine. The authority I have given you is real. The power available to you through my name is real. When the enemy comes at you, and he will keep coming, because that is what he does, you do not have to just absorb the hits. You can push back. You can stand your ground. You can declare what I have spoken over your life and watch the atmosphere shift around you. The third thing, and this might be the most important one, is to stop letting your past define your capacity. Everything you have done wrong, every failure, every season of disobedience or distance or doubt, none of it has changed what I placed in you. None of it has altered my plans for your life. I am not working with a lesser version of you because of what you've been through. I am working with the refined version, the proven version, the version that has been through the fire and is still standing. And that version is more than enough for everything I have called you to do. The fourth thing is to stop waiting until you feel ready. You will never feel ready. Readiness is not a feeling. It is a decision. The people I have used most powerfully in history were not the ones who felt ready. They were the ones who said yes anyway, who stepped out anyway, who opened their mouth and trusted that I would fill it, who took the first step and trusted that the path would appear. And here is the thing about that step, the one that feels too big, too scary, too exposed, the one you've been standing in front of for months or maybe years. I've been waiting for you to take it. Everything I have prepared for you on the other side of that step has been ready and waiting. The only thing that has been missing is you walking through the door. I want to close by telling you about the biggest mistake the devil ever made. And it is the mistake he has been making in your life this whole time. He thought that if he made things hard enough, painful enough, discouraging enough, you would quit. He thought that the accumulated weight of every attack, every wound, every disappointment, every season of feeling overlooked and undervalued and like nothing was ever going to change. He thought all of that together would be enough to make you give up on what I placed in you. But you didn't give up. You're still here. After everything, you are still here. And that is not just resilience. That is the hand of God keeping you standing when the enemy was certain you would fall. That is my faithfulness outrunning his strategy. That is the proof that what I placed inside of you cannot be destroyed. Not by the enemy's attacks, not by your own failures, not by anything that has come against you in this season or any season before it. You are still here, and that means everything the enemy invested in trying to take you out has been a complete waste. Every resource he spent, every strategy he deployed, every lie he planted, every wound he inflicted, all of it, wasted, because you are still standing, and now you know why he came after you, and now you know what you carry, and now there is nothing left for him to hide behind. The devil is terrified of you, not because of who you have been, but because of who you are becoming, because of who you already are in me, because of the light that is inside of you right now, in this moment, regardless of how you feel or what you've been through, or how far you think you still have to go. That light is real. That calling is real. That assignment is real. And the enemy has always known it, even when you didn't. Now you know it too. And that changes everything. Because a person who knows what they carry does not shrink back. A person who understands why they've been targeted does not interpret the attacks as evidence of weakness. A person who has seen what the enemy was afraid of does not keep that thing locked away out of fear. You are about to step into the fullness of what I created you for. The attacks are going to keep coming, but now you know what they mean. They mean you are on the right track. They mean the enemy is still scared. And they mean that what you carry is still powerful enough to threaten his kingdom every single day of your life. Walk in it. Stand in it. Fight for it. Because the same God who placed it in you has been fighting for it since before you were born. And I have never once, not for one single moment, considered letting the enemy win. My child, the devil has been terrified of you this whole time. And now that you know it, now that the secret is out, I need you to do something with it. I need you to stop living small. Stop playing it safe. Stop holding back the gifts, the voice, the light, the purpose that I specifically placed in you for such a time as this. The world needs what you carry. The people around you need what you carry. The generations that are coming behind you need what you carry. And I need you to stop letting the enemy's lies convince you that it doesn't matter, that you don't have what it takes, that someone else can do it better. Nobody else can do it the way you can, because nobody else has your specific combination of gifts, experiences, wounds, and resilience. Nobody else has walked exactly the path you've walked. Nobody else has been refined by exactly the fire you've been through. Nobody else is you. And what I need done in this season, what I created you specifically to do, requires exactly you. So step up, step out, open your mouth, use your gifts, take the step you've been standing in front of. Walk through the door, because the breakthrough is on the other side. The fullness is on the other side. Everything I have been preparing for you, everything the enemy has been terrified of you receiving, it is all on the other side of the next step of obedience. I am with you. I have always been with you. I will be with you every single step of the way. And the same power that raised Christ from the dead, that same power is alive and active in you right now. The devil is terrified, and he should be, because you just found out why, and you are never going to be the same. If this word hit different today, if something in what you heard unlocked something inside of you, drop "I know what I carry" in the comments right now. Declare it. Own it. Because the enemy's greatest weapon against you was your ignorance of what you carry. That weapon just got taken away. Share this with someone who needs to hear that the battle in their life is not evidence of their weakness. It's evidence of what they carry. Because sometimes the word that sets someone free reaches them through you. Subscribe and turn on notifications. There's more coming. Every word here is prepared for the specific season you are in right now. Stay close, because what I have to say next is going to build on everything I just released into your spirit today.